So we're doing the upper control arm bushings. Mine are cracked right there. As you can see, pieces are missing. I don't believe the left side's that bad, but I guess you'll see whenever I take them off. So first thing you want to do is obviously jack your truck up, put stuff behind the wheels, and then take the wheel off. Make sure you secure your caliper onto the side with a coat hanger or anything else that you might have. Make sure you mark these washers because they're positioned a certain way, and you want to make sure you line them as close as possible when you go to put them back on, because it can mess with your alignment. So he's making a scratch on it. And there's one on both sides. There's one there, and then there's one over here on the back side of it. But you want to make sure that before you start messing with the upper control arm, you're going to have to put a jack underneath. We use a little piece of wood, and we lifted it up against the lower control arm. You're going to have to lift this up because you're not going to be able to get this brake line bracket off. You're not going to be able to fit in a ratchet or even an open-end wrench underneath to get that off. Take off the nut from your upper ball joint. Make sure you take out the cotter pin first before you take off the nut, because it'll snap off or you won't just be able to take it off at all. So right there is my upper ball joint. I used a 3/4 inch socket to take that nut off. After you get done with that, you're going to need to have one of these tools. You can rent them from any auto parts store. It's a pickle fork, and there's usually 3 different sizes in it. For my truck and this model, we use the biggest one. So you're basically just going to put it in underneath of the ball joint, in between the upper control arm and your knuckle or spindle, whatever you call it, and then just pry up and it should pop right out. So then, like I said, before you start messing with these nuts here, you're going to start...
These nuts.
Oh my god, I'll have to edit that out. Before you start loosening these nuts, you're going to have to put a mark on those washers, because you want to put them back the same way they were. So to take this control arm bolt off, you have to use a 21mm socket. So what we're going to do, we're going to use a ratchet on one side, and we're going to use probably a breaker bar on the other, both with 21mm sockets. I'm feeling it. It's not moving. Until I switch over to the ratchet to get it off easier and quicker.
I think I can even take the ratchet off there. You got it the whole time?
Take the rest. Okay.
Okay, it was, let me. There's only one, it's a D shape, so it's gotta be. So it's more like.
I don't know, I have a video, so.
Okay. The bracket, then the star washer.
The bracket, then the star washer, then the stud. Just don't break it.
Break what?
The nut or the bolt.
Oh.
Anything. If you had the extender, I have a better angle from right here to pull it than you do. Okay. It's on it, it's just not aligned.
Yeah, I know.
Angle it up a little bit.
of
Yeah,
that.
just angle it up. Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna move my feet, so.
I'm out of the way.
Now this one's basically like that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm videoing, so.
Cool.
Cool. That one should be to the up left.
Definitely.
Yeah, that one was to the up left.
Yeah, there's only one because I scratched up.
But I remember that one being more bottom right. I get a total opposite. Okay.
Let me get a light. That doesn't look right. Look at that. It's rotated all weird. Holy crap, look at that.
Mhm.
Well, look at that side. I guess that's
No,
right.
that can't be right because it can't be pressed out like that. How are you supposed to press that out?
Well, we got to twist it.
Huh? No, this should be just like that.
Yeah. Man, that is way off. Because the rubber's all gone.
That might be why my tire's all fucked up.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see this? Okay. Tighten this up.
How did that even happen?
The rubber just gets shot.
That's not rubber, that's metal.
No, but the rubber in between
Mhm.
is gone. Because it's like this. It gets old and it
Like
just...
this piece right here.
We got to get this right here out of the arm. This is not going to be in the way until it's already all very loose.
Okay.
And because there's only a little bit that interferes. That's the fit. So we gotta find the one that goes around this one. One of those sleeves. Like, I don't know that this is it, but see, that's too small. This is
Can you just rip that rubber off? Sure, it'll tear off.
Yeah, it's still pretty tough.
The things they say, well, they say to use this thing and brush it so that way if there's metal pieces, then they're not getting pushed down in there. But
Yeah.
no, it's fine. That the flared out part goes on the outside. Also, when you screw the screws in, the heads have to be facing inward towards each other. Yeah.
Yeah, the heads are on the outside.
No, they're on the inside. They're on the inside.
The
Right.
nuts are on the inside. It was on there like this. And I took the bowl out, or this one I took it out this way. I think this one it came out this way. Remember, I hit it from this side and you were reaching in to try
Yeah, that's weird. Because in the book it
to go
says...
look at your other side.
I mean, I'm just talking from the book. That it
Yeah.
says that position the arm in the frame brackets and install the bolts and nuts. They must be installed with their heads towards the inside, facing each other. Like, yeah, on this picture it shows. It shows. The head's on the insides on those. See?
Huh.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, somebody put it together wrong.
Probably which why is why it maybe it's part of the reason why it's fucked up.
Must be.
Must be what?
The heads must be on the inside.
They are, because that's the thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying.
And you can see the head right there.
I wonder why.
That's weird, though, isn't it? You think that could partially ruin it?
Well,
I mean,
they say them it must be so, and they weren't, so that would lead you to believe that that's why.
I mean,
oh, it'll overcome that. It's just got to be able to push against that, which it just looks like. See what?
So this is basically the same. This is a U joint or a ball joint press. You can rent this from any auto parts store as well as a pickle fork. So we've got this here. We've got another piece here. We've got a big one that's hollow in the center, so that way whenever we press against this, which is flat, it's going to push the bushing out, and then there's going to be an area for it to fall out into, which is going to be in here. This is a big old empty cylinder, and we also have this connector piece to fit onto where this screws in. Now, using this press, there's a ton of different connections that you can use. You can figure out what's best for you. Just make sure the way that you are pushing out is there's an area for it to fall out into. There's a little cylinder. Ours right here, this little washer is sticking out, so it's flared out past the point of where it can get pushed in, but we think that once we push it in just a tad, everything's going to go kind of loose and we can readjust this. We were actually able to adjust this a little bit with these vice grips here. And then as far as the measurement on this, we're using a 7/8 socket, and you're basically just going to tighten it until it pops. You'll hear a popping sound in it, and that's when that bushing is going to fall into this little hollow cylinder.
Smear some grease.
So the setup for this one's going to be this on the
2-inch inner diameter.
2-inch inner diameter on the inner part, so that way when you're pressing it in, it has somewhere to fall down into. You want to make sure it's lined up correctly, so that way it does have the chance to fall through. It's not getting blocked.
Receiver end is what you got. It receives the. Seems like this side's in more than that side.
Yeah, I noticed the one that you just did, you tightened in a little bit more, but...
Huh?
The one you just did, you tightened in more.
Oh, this one?
I guess if that's the one we just did, yeah. Because, I mean, it was way closer to that line. This one was a little further off, but they are both equally tight. Like, you went to the point where they were.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it should be fine. Okay, I'll go get the... Sorry to cut the video short. I just didn't end up filming the process of attaching the upper control arm again, but you basically just reverse all of the steps that I've already shown you in the video so far. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, just leave it in the comments below and I'll try my best to answer them. But yeah, if you guys got that off pretty well, just make sure you have those marks on your washers for those bolts and you align them the proper way and you should be good to go. But definitely get an alignment after today.